Imagine, just for a second, the people you trust the most around your own home. You know, the friendly faces, the neighbors who wave every morning, the folks who seem completely harmless. But what if the greatest danger wasn't some random stranger in an alley, but actually the neighbor everyone trusted? It's a pretty chilling thought, right? I mean, our instincts are totally wired to fear the unknown, that lurking figure in the shadows. But what happens when the monster is literally hiding in plain sight, wearing a warm smile and handing out toys? Welcome to today's Explainer. I am really glad you're here with us, because we are unpacking a true crime case today that is, well, it's as shocking as it is deeply educational. We're uncovering a dark reality, a story that starts in a quiet neighborhood and just spirals into a massive global dark web hunt. But we aren't just going to sit here and talk about the crime itself. We're going to use it to extract a really crucial blueprint. We're calling it the Parent Defense Playbook, and it's designed to help you protect the kids in your life. So, let's get right into it with Section 1, the trusted neighbor. Okay, so in Uttar Pradesh, India, there was this man named Ram Bakhan. He was a highly respectable junior engineer in the irrigation department. He and his wife, Durgavati, basically used their status as a childless couple as a weapon. And because they didn't have kids of their own, no one batted an eye when they showed a little extra affection to the neighborhood children. Society usually sympathizes with couples in that situation, right? Well, they used this completely innocent, sympathetic image as camouflage. They deliberately rented a house near poorer families, and their method wasn't forceful at all. It was entirely psychological. They'd invite vulnerable kids, we're talking ranging from just 3 years old up to 14 years old, over to play. Ram Bakhan would casually say things like, "Oh, my wife loves kids, just let them come play at our house for a while." But once inside, the house was a trap baited with exactly what kids want: chocolates, toys, video games, cell phones, cash. They manipulated these children with gifts and fake affection, grooming them right under the completely unsuspecting eyes of their parents. Moving on to Section 2, hunting in the shadows. So how exactly does a local neighborhood tragedy turn into a massive global investigation? Well, it actually started way back in 2010, and for a full decade, there was complete silence. Nobody knew. Then, in October 2020, an investigator at the Child Protection Division of Interpol, who was monitoring the dark web, found a thread. Posing as customers, Interpol officers actually bought videos from this predator. By analyzing the background of the rooms and the geographical features in the footage, they managed to pinpoint the exact location to India. They waited patiently until, bam, for a fraction of a second, the suspect slipped up and accessed the normal web. Interpol grabbed the IP address, built a full profile, and handed it directly to India's Central Bureau of Investigation. After 15 days of intense surveillance, the CBI finally raided the house in November 2020. And, bringing this incredible global hunt to a close, in February 2024, a special court sentenced both him and his wife to death, officially calling it the rarest of rare cases. Which brings us to Section 3, the shocking scale. When the CBI raided that house, what they found on the 12 seized devices, we're talking cell phones, laptops, pen drives, it absolutely shattered any remaining sense of complacency. 10. That is the number of years this monster operated. For an entire decade, he lived a complete double life. Every single day, he was just a regular government employee, a friendly neighbor, a trusted figure to the parents who happily let their kids go over to play. 10 years of complete and utter deception. And this next number is, well, it's truly sickening. 200,000. The CIBI uncovered over 200,000 videos of abuse on those devices. He wasn't just a predator. He was literally running a massive, illicit global business. The investigation revealed that he was selling these horrific videos via email and the dark web to buyers in 47 different countries around the world. We're talking places as far-reaching as China and Brazil. Now, out of the countless hours of footage, authorities officially identified and registered 33 victims from the local area. But here's the detail that absolutely shatters a really common, dangerous societal myth. Every single one of those 33 registered victims was a young boy. We often condition society to be highly protective of young girls, which sometimes leaves a massive blind spot for boys. This case proves, without a doubt, that predators do not discriminate. Boys are every bit as vulnerable. So, having faced the terrifying reality of this crime, we really have to ask the most vital question. How do we protect our children from the people we trust? Because the evidence doesn't just leave us with the horror of it all. It actually lays out essential, actionable defense strategies that every single parent or guardian needs to implement right now. Let's look at Section 4, Rethinking Familiar Faces.
It all starts with a fundamental shift in our mindset. We have to completely replace the blind faith we place in people, just because we've known them for years, with a really healthy protective vigilance. For generations, we've relied on the old stranger danger myth, right? Teaching kids to run away from the scary, unknown person in a van. And while that's obviously still important, the reality is that the vast majority of threats come from proximity grooming by trusted adults. This is the neighbor, the family friend, the relative. You need to verify trustworthiness by asking yourself some really hard questions. Why is this adult actively seeking out my child's company? Are they offering gifts or privileges I don't know about? Do they actually respect my boundaries as a parent? Just because someone buys your kid a chocolate, it does not mean they've earned unmonitored access to them.
So, what should you be looking out for on a daily basis? Watch for sudden, unusual silence in a normally talkative child. Notice if they show an unexplained, intense fear of a specific person they used to be completely fine around. You should be highly suspicious if a child talks about keeping special secrets with an adult. And pay really close attention if they're suddenly reluctant to go to certain places, like a specific neighbor's house. Crucially, if you do see these signs, approach your child with calm love, not angry accusations. Because if a child is terrified of getting in trouble, they are going to hide the truth. You need to be their safe harbor.
Section 5. The Parent Defense Playbook.
Let's see how this vigilance builds into a practical, everyday routine. And guys, these aren't just suggestions. These are the non-negotiable rules of engagement. First, enforce a strict no-secret policy. Make absolutely sure your child knows that no safe adult will ever ask them to keep a secret from their parents. If someone does, that's an immediate red flag. Second, boundaries apply everywhere. Explain to your kids that doctors must only examine them with a parent present in the room. Third, if your child actually does open up to you about something uncomfortable, do not blame them. If you panic or get angry, they will shut down instantly. And finally, break the habit of blind trust. Never ever send your kids alone to a friendly neighbor's house, no matter how long you've known them.
Next up, we need an emergency contact protocol that every single child must be taught to memorize for their own survival. Step 1. Your child absolutely must have both parents' mobile numbers completely memorized. It should be second nature to them. Step 2. Teach them exactly how to use a phone to dial emergency helplines. Step 3. Drill into them that they have full unconditional permission to call you or the helpline immediately, the absolute second they feel unsafe, uncomfortable, or threatened by anyone.
And speaking of helplines, if you are in India, this number needs to be etched into your child's memory, 1098. It is the national 24-hour toll-free child helpline. You need to actually practice dialing this specific number on a physical keypad with your kids until they can literally do it with their eyes closed. Empower them with this tool. Just knowing they have a direct line to help can make all the difference in a critical moment.
As we wrap up this playbook, the source text leaves us with a profoundly moving reminder, and it goes like this. The wealth we earn means nothing compared to the safety and smile of our children. Spend time with them. The ultimate shield against predators isn't a locked door, it's an open line of communication. Spending active time with your kids, listening to their stories, and really noticing their mood changes, that is the most powerful defense system you can possibly build. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you paying enough attention to who your child is secretly trusting? Take a hard look at your surroundings today. Check in with your kids. Have those difficult conversations. Knowledge is power, but action is safety. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay vigilant, stay engaged, and I'll see you in the next one.